It's May 20th, 2024. Yesterday on the 19th. My God. Alright. I had picked up my client. We had went to, I think it's called Waller's or something restaurant. Okay. People were in there and were talking. Okay. The ones that are allowing this to happen would let her die just to get those drug dealers. They told him, cut it out. None of this is funny. And they were willing to let her die just to get those drug dealers. Okay. And they were talking about the case in there. Now, we need to have a talk. We all know when they take down one drug gang, what happens? Another drug gang moves in and takes over. There are so many of them. That are someone steps up. There's too many of them to get rid of all of them. They can put dents in them. They can lock up the real vile ones that they can get them. But then other ones step up and take over. There's too many of them. And they're everywhere. Okay? I go into the Myers in North Canton on North Main. Okay? A lot of people didn't come in. And some of them were there. All those people that were down here harassing her all worked for that drug lord. That he was betting everything on her. That no one would do the right thing. He sent all his people down here, and they all worked for him. He was betting that no one would do the right thing for his control. So he sent his people down here. All those people worked for that drug lord that bet everything. For his banking. Everything on that no one will do the right thing. You want to take him now? He loses his control of this area. People start turning him in. Agent John gets to be my money. And that one drug lord loses his piece of this area. It was his bet. And they were talking about it. And then these two idiot women. I go to walk in. Don't you say a word to her. Da-da-da. What are you going to say to me, bitch? What are you going to say, you fucking moronic bitch? Some drug dealers broke in my house, drug me up, and told me to say something stupid and photoshopped a washing, and you think you need to include your asinine self? Huh? In a big drug scam because you're a stupid fucking moron? What are you going to say to me, bitch? You're lucky I'm with somebody, or I would have... Okay? We go outside, and some guy where they even tricked my ex-boyfriend. When we first started dating, he was too good to be true. Okay? He was talking in his sleep. Retire Judge Pete, I'll love her for you. I'll make love to her for you so they can never find out who you are. Okay? So I'll love her for you. I went, what did you say? He's rubbing his eyes. Never mind. Well, March 20th, 24. They were in Walmart 62. What do you mean he'll make love to her for Pete? They made up Pete. They made up everything on her. Okay? To get away with this. They even made up Pete. What do you mean he'd make love to her? Everything was made up. And they're laughing at him. Took me a few days. I told him he stopped wanting anything to do with me. And act like I was repulsive. Then he got better when it came around his birthday, and I had spoiled him. And then he slowly, just on the side of me, made him angry. I know he's out of work, and I know he's extremely thin, and I had offered him money for food. I know what it's like to go hungry. I was starving to death when I moved out, and I would have died if my neighbors wouldn't have fed me. He had told me no, and then I offered him to meet me for coffee. I'm going to offer him the money again. I'm a good person. My dad taught me it's wrong to let people go hungry. I actually cared for him. That's how sick I was. I actually cared for him. I wouldn't let anybody starve to death. So outside, some guy said nobody thought it was funny them having that guy make love to her for that scam of pee and hurt her like that. And he was mad. It's morbid. It's morbid. And then him find out he's being scammed. He was idol worshipping a rapist. Then when he found out he wasn't real and it was a big scam. He's a real rapist, but he's not a retired judge. That's how it looks at Savannah's Facebook friend and a beard. That's why Ludick didn't know who he was walking around the courthouse. And a beard and robe on 9/18/19 seen him, but he didn't know who he was. Okay. Well, I met somebody for a Polite ice cream. So I can see some of the riffraff. So I start going through everything. How stupid all these people are, how they mocked them, the laws that stop it. I heard people off in the distance. We didn't think about any of this. No, this is funny, but no one better say a word. What are you going to say to me, bitch? My ex-husband hired the drug cartel to stalk me, and that dirty federal agent didn't arrest him. You go in and tell a local police officer you were hired to stalk somebody, and you're in their home with button cameras. You tell them that you've been breaking in, drug beating, raping them with amnesia drugs, and the poor victim only knows they're sick, bruised, and infected, and they think it's their well water killing them. And you've been drugging and beating, raping them to get the truth out of them. And the doctor's not putting it together. Tell a cop that. See what happens. Tell them that you photoshopped a washing scene and a stocking tape. Tell them you've been selling kiddie porn to little kids going potty. Tell them you've been human trafficking that poor victim under drugs to strange men to rape. Tell them. What do you think that police officer will do to you? You're going to be slammed as fast as you open your stupid fucking mouth. That's how ridiculous this is. They weren't arrested the first day. Photoshop washing in the other room, date rape, drug confession, so you're sleepwalking. They should have been slammed to that agent's desk by federal laws. Okay. I took my client up to Hartville, wanted to go in Marks. Why I did that tape. I only had 3 weird memories before the FBI. One, I was screaming so loud, it felt like my back was ripping open down to my chest bone. And every cell and my body was screaming in agony. And I could hear my screams echo in my head. I remember a white man's arm, sleeves rolled up, gray, tiny pinstripes through his white shirt, and a big needle coming at me. I thought it was a dream. We were going by. I had a dream of sound of marching. I thought they were dreams. No, they're dark hazes. My co-worker Dar was taken from a bar with a roofie, raped, and left in a puddle of pee. And her friend said after she took a drink, she acted a little happy. Nothing out of the unusual. A group of people came up. They didn't know. She eventually laughed with him, but she was acting fine. That's when she found herself in a puddle of pee outside. And she got herself home. She's thrown up. She's messed up really bad like I was. And 2 months later, she found out she was pregnant. She's arguing with the doctor. I've not had sex with anybody. How could I be pregnant? They had raped her and redressed her. She said, the only memory I have is screaming at the top of my lungs. And it's attached to nothing. They were raping me so bad. My personal area was so swollen. I couldn't pee. Hardly. I had to be on pills and cramps. Stuff from migraines, throwing up. Almost passing out. And I had giant bruises as big as orange, lemon, and grapefruit. And muscle pain for being beat that hard. They're giving me iron pills and muscle relaxers, and nobody's thinking of serial rape. You go in and confess to a police officer you did that to a human being. See how fast he slams you. That's how fast they should have been arrested. Not the victim being made fun of for the cartel to run a scam on. See, that's where even other people, none of this is funny. In the case before I left Dave, in Walmart 62, there was 2 Russian guys, older guys, and they said that's the one, and they say the guy's first name. And he told those men there to make sure she don't get killed. Because Dave will get charged. One of the big truck guys was swearing one day. We got to make sure that she don't get killed. David get charged. He worked for the Russian. But they actually say it's the first name. Before I leave there. And then the other one before my divorce. I said that yesterday. Everybody's scared. Probably even knows the first name. I was up here in Hartville, sitting outside the laundromat on Friday, doing my laundry like I am today on Monday. There's a little diner. Some guy walks out. He sort of got the Colonel Sanders KFC look. White beard, white mustache. I seen him at 18. Okay? He walks out with another guy. John's trying to pull a fast one. Trying to tell her she can't say anything, and he can't do that. That's a shame. He's trying to pull a fast one like this. And he offered her a big bunch of money for working this, for going through all this. And then he didn't pay her. Okay. Everybody turn him in. If he's not telling people he's doing all this to get the drug dealers, then he's a dirty cop. And then it comes down to the point, you're going to let somebody die, be raped, tortured, skull bashed in, human trafficked, just to get a drug dealer? There's always going to be drug dealers. There's too many of them. They're everywhere. And when one gets taken out, what happens? Another group moves in that area. There's always going to be drug dealers. It's protecting the victims. And doing the right thing. That's where they said, the one bet is banking everything. That no one will do the right thing. Is banking everything. They said all the people that were harassing me work for him because he's going to lose his part of control in this area. If FBI agent John actually fixes this. And everybody else starts turning him in. It's the only way to beat him. It was his bet. He thinks everybody's crooked. You know, like in Mark's, where I told you I have 3 memories of screaming and being in so much pain it felt like my back's being ripped open. You got to think they were raped me. Until the point I couldn't even go to the bathroom. Giant bruises. Do you know how bad they were beating me? A victim they don't even know. Breaking in my home, stabbing me with date rape, roofing and drinking. I don't know they're in my home. And sexual predators preying on victims. What the fuck are you laughing at? Drugging me up and telling me to say something stupid and Photoshop washing by the drug cartel and a drug scam? What the fuck are you laughing at? There's nothing to laugh at. Like police officers say, these people are thinking stupid. Well, I did the statement of and then sound of marching, and then the guy's arm coming across me. Okay? I go in Morrison, Hartville. We all know she told that guy she had never talked to anybody. Those are the only 3 memories of anything of them before the FBI. She really never did talk to anybody. They did Photoshop everything. Everybody that was helping out realized she never talked to anybody. They told you that years ago. No man talked to her. No, we used Truth Serum on her instead. Research your fucking lies. Truth Serum, sodium pentothal, is a lethal outlaw drug. Shuts down your airway. It's spy flick movie stuff. Made for movies. It is an anesthetic they used in surgery. It became so lethal, it was shutting down people's airways, and they outlawed it in the country years ago. Can't even get it. Side effect, when you come to from it, you admit to Pearl Harbor, crimes too. You say yes to anything. You'll confess to anything, so they called it Truth Serum. You're lying your ass off. It's movie stuff. Research your lies. I'm going to upload this.